Hello everyone, my name's Karen. I'm a 6th grade special education teacher, and the really cool thing about that is I get 65 days off this summer. So what I thought I would do starting today, because today is the day that I thought of it, it's Sunday, I would just show you a week in the life. And this is a week where I'm not traveling, I'm not doing anything crazy. It's just kind of like a normal stay at home sort of a week. So yeah, I thought I would just take you along with me. So even though I'm taking you along with me on a completely ordinary week, I do have two fun things coming up the rest of this summer past this week. So one of them is I'm meeting Ann Patchett again. I have met her dog, been to her bookstore twice. I have met her once, and now I'll be meeting her again for the second time for the release of her book, Tom Lake, which takes place in Michigan, and which she told me about a few years ago while she was still writing it. So that's super cool. And then the second thing is a backpacking trip. So the backpacking trip is with my closest friend, Colleen, and basically it's the second time in my life that I have been backpacking. And last summer I was basically convinced that I would die if I didn't train well enough, and that even if I did train well enough, I'd probably die anyway, because it was just such an intimidating thing for me to do. This summer, I'm convinced that my mindset has switched too far the other way, where I'm like, oh, I did it last year, I'll be good. Just my friend and I hanging out in the woods, solo, together, whatever. And so I have not trained well enough at all. Today, as many teachers do, I am working, but just working a different job, which goes into a bank account I have set up only for travel. But anyway, basically I'm trying to get like an hour of hiking in before work, just to help build up miles, build up strength, etc., etc. So I'm hoping to get like 2 miles in. I don't know, we'll see. But I am hiking to Pine Bend, which is a haunted park. Okay, I have 5 minutes to get back to work on time. So far, I've walked 53 minutes and 2.5 miles. So we'll see if I can get back in time. Almost there. 1 minute early, and it looks like I beat my coworker. Okay, the nature center is officially opened, and we closed our gift shop due to technical problems. So today should be like kind of slow with not much going on money-wise. But I did bring a book to read, and it is Wanderers, A History of Women Walking. And I think this is about how women have to be very bold and stand up to a lot of dangerous situations that guys don't necessarily have to deal with when they're walking or hiking or backpacking or any of that. And just going through like 7 or so different women that are well known for their joy in walking.
One is a figure skater and the other is a hockey player, and it reminded me of...
Hey everyone, it's Monday. I'm about to go to yoga, but I thought I would catch you up on kind of what I was reading at work yesterday and what my thoughts were so far. So at work yesterday, I got about halfway through Wanderers by Carrie Andrews. So this is essentially about women walking and how essentially to walk at like back in the day, like in the 1700s, was like resisting like the norm, because if you were walking, then it meant you were poor and you had somewhere to go, and if you were wealthy, then you had like a carriage or like a horse or whatever to take you where you needed to go. So it kind of goes through time, starting in the 1700s and just following a different woman along the way, and just talking about her different walking habits, her routine, like what time she wakes up in the morning, what she does. There's one woman who like wakes up at 4. She's like after my own life basically. Reads for an hour and then goes for a walk for like 2.5 hours. And so I really like reading about other people's habits. Like I'm so nosy, and obviously these people are long gone, but I still found it super interesting to just hear about what their walking life was like and about their comments on why they walk. And I find it so similar among all the people so far, is just that it kind of is a way to like self-regulate, although they don't use those words because those are like more modern words, I feel like. and it's also a way to increase their creativity. All that stuff was super, super interesting and I really loved, but it is kind of boring at the same time. So it's like boring, 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 and then like cool fact, boring, 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 cool fact. I did underline loads. People talking about how they kind of feel like they belong in nature, which I totally see. Like when I've been backpacking, it kind of strips away all, I guess, worldly norms, and you're like, oh, like this is really all I need is a backpack with survival gear and nature. Like, you know, it kind of strips away consumerism, I guess, while at the same time backpackers are constantly upgrading their gear and engaging in consumerism. But just, yeah, just how your body and mind are just transformed by hiking or walking, and how it's not just impacting your body, but also your mind and your spirituality. And so like, these are a lot of the things that I have underlined, but yeah, as I said, in the middle, it's a bit boring. I am going to go to yoga, and then I'm undecided if I want to sit at home for a while afterwards and just hang out with my cats and read, or if I want to go to the beach, not really sure. And then later tonight, I'm hanging out with a friend who I haven't seen for a while. I think she is mega, mega pregnant. And so she said, let's do something that involves little or no movement. And I was like, I got you, girl. We are going to dinner at this place where it's really pretty if we eat outside, but if she is not about that life, we can eat inside and it's cool as well. It's like right by the water, so it's, yeah, really pretty either way. And then we're gonna go see Barbie, which I am on the fence about because when I look at the preview, it doesn't seem like my jam. It doesn't seem like my type of humor or anything, but like everybody is loving it. So I'm gonna give it a try. All right, you guys, yoga is done. It was amazing. It was a slow flow class. So we did do flow, but it was just like slower and just super chill and amazing while also being hard work. We did a lot of like core sort of work. Anyway, I was trying to think of what I want to do after this, and I decided I'm going to get a pedicure, which essentially, here's the thing, okay? I was traveling a lot in July. Well, not a lot, but like one big trip, you know, to the UK. And there was a lot of swiping going on without as much thought as I would if I wasn't on vacation. And so what I want to do is like deeply cut back in August and have like almost like a no spend month where I basically like live my life as if I didn't have a job and just tried to save as much money as possible. But today is the last day of July, so I think I'm gonna get myself a pedicure. Lyra, look at you. Okay, so I started Chain Gang All Stars while I wait to have it be time for me to hang out with my friend. And I don't know if I'm up for this because it's already quite gory, and I think that's like the whole point of the book. Okay, you guys, I just got home from hanging out with Darcy and from seeing Barbie. Okay, holy crap, I loved it so freaking much. Like, I kind of want to see it again tomorrow, which is the $4 movie day. Like, I just adored it. It was so hilarious. I was laughing like the entire time, and yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, I went in not even knowing the plot, so I guess I could tell people the plot, could tell you people the plot and all that stuff because I didn't really know. But like, it was fine going into it blind as well. And yeah, okay, that's all. Because I wanted to say something that I found really cool, but I think that it would be like somewhat of a spoiler. Like I think if I said that you would make a connection earlier than I made the connection. Anyway, I loved it so much. So if you have not seen it and you're even on the fence about seeing it, I think you should see it. You guys, holy F. It's Monday. It's not Tuesday yet. Tuesday is when the book Tom Lake comes out. Guess what was freaking in my mailbox today when I got home? Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that this arrived like before the release day. And it's signed. Look, why is there a Reese's Book Club sticker on it? I do not need that in my life. Okay, but anyway. Oh, it's signed. Just knocked over my grandma. My grandma died when I was in Wales, and there's this really cool picture of like her through the ages that I have in my apartment now. I just knocked her over, so sorry, grandma. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to start that like immediately. Okay, but first let me just show you something. Ann Patchett mailed me this card like in December or January, I think late December, early January of 2022. And it's legit to me. That's her handwriting. Okay. And it says, "Dear Karen, thank you for your lovely card. Sustained by books more or less describes my life as well. The next book I'm going to write any day now." So it sounds like she didn't start to write it at the time that she sent this. "Is set in Michigan, so my mind is very much something in your part of the world. I'm so glad you like the precious days. It means a lot. Happy 2022. Yours, Anne." Sorry. So yeah, I've known this book has been coming, you know, I guess for like what, I can't do math, like a year and a half. And so I'm super excited to get to it. I have to be up very early tomorrow morning for PT, but listen, this is gonna happen. This is going to freaking happen. Okay, you guys, I am off to PT, but I am deep into Tom Lake. Like, I stayed awake quite late for my standards last night, reading it. And then this morning when I got ready, I was listening to it. Meryl Streep is amazing, but everybody already knows that. So yeah. So anyway, the story is basically this mom rehashing her history basically to her daughters, and it takes place in northern Michigan. Obviously, we knew that, right? And I'm pretty sure it takes place at Interlaken, which is like this town kind of near Traverse City, Michigan, that is super into arts. Like every single summer they have a fine arts camp for kids, and it's like very prestigious. Like it also is a boarding school as well during the school year. But yeah, it's very, like, there's a lot of places in Michigan that are like fine arts, theater, music sort of places. Like the arts are huge in Michigan, at least the west side of the state for sure. But yeah, this is like a very well-known prestigious area of Michigan for the arts. Okay, so I'm at PT, but just waiting a couple minutes till I head inside because I think that I'm the first appointment and I don't even know if the building is open yet. Anyway, so as I said, this is a mom telling a story to her three daughters. They are all grown, like in their 20s or so. One of them maybe is in early 30s, is a veterinarian. The middle daughter, I don't remember what she does. And then the youngest daughter is kind of in college, in university, but it's during the virus. So yeah, they've been spending a lot of time at home basically. And the family lives in northern Michigan on a cherry farm / apple orchard, which is so Michigan. Like when I was in the UK, I was asking what kind of crops that they grew, and they said basically pretty much everything. But like Michigan is well known for like fruit, blueberries, cherries, strawberries, apples, whatever. Anyway, so that's like so true to Michigan, that is what the family does, is a farm. And anyway, so the story is basically of the mom, Laura, because the kids have found out that she was once with a very, very, very famous actor, and they basically want to know the story behind it. So that's why it's going back in time to this summer that she spent in what I think is Interlaken, but is called Tom Lake, a place where she is going to be in a play, and where she meets this super famous guy who at the time is not super famous yet, and she's just telling the story to her kids, which there are a lot of interruptions, which I'm not sure if I like or dislike, but like you keep being pulled back with like, oh yeah, she's telling the story to her girls. That happens quite a bit, and I'm not sure if it happens too much or if it's an appropriate amount, but anyway, I'm really liking it. And as I said, I'm kind of hybrid reading it, book reading plus Meryl Streep reading it to me, which is not a bad thing. Okay, so if you remember, basically I'm on like a no-buy month for the month of August to try and recover from my last vacation and save up for my next one. And that means I have to make my own frickin' smoothie. Like, ugh, what? Anyway, luckily during COVID, my yoga studio gave away the recipe for my favorite smoothie, which is the Kokomo bowl, which ironically is very, or maybe not ironically, but is very, very similar to the one that Sarah made me when I was at her house, except I think it has the addition of blueberries or some sort of berry, whatever is in season. So this is for the Kokomo bowl, and I'm gonna make a smoothie, so I assume I will just add more liquid. It's okay. Not as good as going to the place to get it. I've been doing loads of housework today, like just laundry and just like getting rid of books, and I did my, like I remade my bed and washed my sheets and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm on chapter 12 of Tom Lake right now, and I love this part. Like, so much of it just makes me laugh because it is so Michigan based. And so basically our main character, Lara, this is in the past, and she was just invited to go to the director's cherry farm, and she's like so excited about seeing cherries. And where does it say it? I laughed. I'm excited. Haven't you ever wanted to see a cherry farm? I'm from Michigan. Yeah, it's like they are just like pervasive here. They are everywhere. You kind of can go through the season self-picking fruits, and I've been really bad this year just because I feel like I've been busy. But yeah, like strawberries, I think blueberries are next, then cherries. I mean, you just like, and then later apples, obviously. But yeah, you just like go through the seasons picking fruits. And yeah, who hasn't been to a cherry farm if you live in Michigan? So it's just like, it's cute how excited she was, but then what is better is like the response, like, I'm from Michigan. My tomatoes are starting to be ready. So these are Sun Gold and these are super sweet. I'm gonna try them both and see what I like better. First, the Sun Gold. I love tomatoes so much in the summer, especially when you literally just pick them. So good. Okay. And then super sweet. Ooh, also good. I think I might like the Sun Golds a bit better, but they're both super, super good. So this is my lunch. And I guess I'm not sitting there, so I will sit on the ground. I have 2 hours until I have to go to a library meeting, and I am trying to finish Tom Lake before I head out. And right now, where I am in the book, basically there's a bunch of people in a car just driving through Michigan. I don't want to like, it's not really a book so far where there would be spoilers, but I just want you guys to enjoy it as well. But anyway, they're passing by fruit stands and antique places, and like, yes, like that is Michigan. And now Grand Rapids was just mentioned. That's like literally by me. done. Okay, and now I'm gonna take a nap before my meeting. PT and then the nature center today. That is the plan. Later, picking up veggies and then hopefully going to ship yoga because I haven't been this entire summer, and it is like my favorite part of the summer. And also when I get stressed at any other time during the year, I just like visualize myself in Shavasana at ship yoga and it calms me down. So I definitely need to make sure that I go. I went straight from PT to work, and basically my coworker plans our kid programs, and then I just like follow along and help out where needed. So I just thought I would come early and see what the plan was for today, but she's not even here yet, so I think I'm gonna go for a hike first, which is kind of cool, I guess, to get paid to go on a hike. But anyway, I think I left you guys hanging with the Dutch house yesterday, or not the Dutch house, sorry, Tom Lake. But I made a separate vlog talking about like my full thoughts on it, so you can just watch that. And I am reading Rebecca Mackay's newest book, one because I'm obsessed with boarding schools, and two because I'm going to meet her again in September, and so I probably should have read at least one of her books. I feel like that would be good. Plus it seems like a good like summer mystery pretend true crime situation, so yeah. Okay, so where I work is known for hemlock trees, which was something that was mentioned in Tom Lake. However, I don't know if they were given the proper habitat in Tom Lake because she never actually talked about how they were close to water. They just seemed to be there, but hemlock trees need to have their roots like super, super close to water. So I'm standing right now by a hemlock tree. So as I think you can see, water is down there, although there's loads of plants that are kind of growing in it. And here is that hemlock tree, like right by the water. And one of the things that I think is the cutest about a hemlock tree are its cones. So obviously these are just growing, but like they're not gonna get much larger. Like they have teeny, teeny, tiny cones, and I just think they're so adorable. And then also you can tell because their needles are kind of flat, and then again the habitat is super close to the water, so that's another way you can tell that it's a hemlock tree. And actually hemlock trees are being threatened right now because there is this bug sort of thing called a hemlock woolly adelgid, and it like just goes on the trees, and there's these tiny fuzzy things, and that's how you can tell that a tree is infected with it. And they need to be treated right away and through this like huge process to make sure that they stay safe. And here at the nature center, we do not feed birds during the summer, and one of the reasons for that is just because we don't want birds going like around and spreading hemlock woolly adelgid, because that's one way that we could spread it. Another way is just like not paying attention to like what your car is touching. Like if your car is touching a hemlock tree and then you drive off, and I don't know, you could just spread it really easily. So it's really important when you are on a hike or whatever to just be checking out the hemlock trees, and if you notice it, to report it immediately. So again, like you can look through these woods, right? But like, where's the hemlock? Does anyone spot it? Oh look, there's the water, and the hemlock is like immediately right by the water. Another hemlock, and its roots are in the water.
Can you put this back in? No, you have to do it.
Okay, you want to do, you've already done these two, right? So please don't do it again. We have to try to get everybody to come.
What?
Are you ready? Are the hummingbirds ready to move to the station?
No.
Wow, I just Did you just get here or have you been here a little bit?
I've been here a little.
Okay, can you switch stations for us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not very good at it.
You're trying though.
Can we eat
It takes a lot of strength, doesn't it?
Yeah, these guys go fast.
It is. I see it. Here it comes. Look at right above us.
What is it? Gliding.
Oh.
Hey, look at that. It's an eagle.
Look at that. So I thought it was weird this morning that it was like 25 million years like later and close to when we were supposed to start, and my coworker was still not there, and she's always there early. I was apparently at the wrong park. Normally we have camps at this one park, but turns out nope, today it was at a different park, which is right by my parents' house. So now camp is done and I'm gonna hang out with my mom for a hot second.
She goes back to work. The 15th I start.
Bye.